Oops. Hello, neighbor. Alicia Dolan here at Creating in My Corner.
Hello, neighbor.
I am here with another Stampin' Sunday video. I think I am working out my technology, but I'm still looking a little, I don't know, a little too shiny. Hold on one second. Let me try something. Let's see. Maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know if it is or not. Now I feel like I look pale. But I'm glad that you're here with me tonight for a Christmas card making video. I just realized as I was setting up that the stamp set that I'm using is brand new and I haven't put it together yet. So that's the thing I'm going to show you at the very beginning of the video. And let's see. I had a little bit of trouble with Zoom today, so I don't know. Hopefully this is working. Hi, Wendy. I'm happy to see you. It was so nice to see you in person. It feels like just yesterday, but it probably was a couple of weeks ago now. So that was fun. I'm glad you guys are here tonight. I know I called this an episode. I don't know if on TV there are even episodes anymore, but growing up, I was always waiting for the next episode of Everything Wonderful. So I hope that you were waiting in anticipation, just like me. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll get started stamping. Actually, we're not going to stamp first. We're going to put our stamps together first, and then we're going to stamp. And I'm going to try to be a little bit quick tonight. I wish you could too. I wish I could get to Florida to see you. Someday I'm going to get around this great big country of ours and visit everyone. I'm going to go on a road trip, but I don't want to drive. I want to be on a bus that'll just take me places. That way I can craft while I'm traveling. So, or maybe I'll have to hire a motorhome and I'll be in the motorhome, but I'll need a driver. So if there's anyone out there who loves to just drive, then I would be happy to ride along with you. All right, let me see if I can turn this around. Now, let's see. I was able to do it last time. Hold on, let's see if it can find. I'm having a little trouble with my technology tonight. I have dinner cooking in the oven and my husband's not home tonight. So my kids are upstairs and one is supposed to be watching the dog and the other's supposed to be taking a shower. But judging by the noise, I'm not 100% sure either one of those things are happening. All right, and I'm struggling to get my Zoom meeting going. So let me try something different. Here it goes. Okay. Let's see. Meeting today. No, I don't want to start a new meeting. I need to continue a meeting that's already going on. Send invitation, edit meeting. All right, so I can't figure out how to switch over tonight to the meeting that I've already started. You guys, I feel like every week I'm struggling with a new technology question that I cannot figure out. And I feel like I do the same thing every week. Meeting today, I'm at a meeting right now. What if I do this? I don't think I can start two meetings at the same time. Oh, maybe I can. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Okay, now hopefully everything is working right. I'm going to check the computer and see. I thought I set all this up so I could see perfectly before. And I feel like it never works that way. Okay, here we are finally at the crafting table, and I've got the lights on, and so here we go. The stamp set that I'm using tonight is Framed and Festive, and this is a brand new stamp set. It's not in the catalog. So if you want to get it, you have to go online and type in Framed and Festive. So when you get a new set of stamps, this is how they come. And I've already popped some of these out of here just because I was going to hurry up and put them in their place, but then I ran into that technology issue and it slowed me down a bit. So this is how our stamps come, and then you're just going to pop them out. And I try to pop them out kind of careful because I don't want to break my, I don't know what you call that, my little stamp part they come in. Because I sit it down like this and then I put them back in there so that they stay in their places. So then what I do is turn them over and figure out which, okay, so you get the stamp and you get the saying that goes on the other side. And everybody does this a little bit different, but this one says, "'Tis the season to be jolly." So what I do is I turn my labels over and peel off the back. And then you peel off the back of your stamp. Now this side is not sticky, okay? It's not sticky at all. But this is very sticky. So I try hard to line it up along one side. And I only put one side down and then kind of let the other side fall into place. And then it just peels off of there, and hopefully each time you'll have your words that line up fairly close to the side on the back. And then what I do is I take those and stick them back in the place that they came out of. All right, so here's the next one. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. And I'll only do a couple of these and then we'll make a card together. Let's see, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let's put that one in. And I'll do the rest of these on my own time later. Okay, so then you just pick it up. And there are different ways to do this. I know that some people peel them off and do half at a time. I just have done it this way for so long that that's the way I'm comfortable doing it. I probably should change it, but I haven't. Wendy, did you go to On Stage? I really want to go to that someday. I kept seeing everyone's pictures and I'm gonna say that I feel like I missed out. It's not a fear of missing out. I feel like I did miss out because I didn't go. All right, so I'm gonna set these other ones off to the side and we're just gonna pick one of these to make a card with. And let's do Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That sounds like a good one to me. And we need some paper. I've got a little bit of leftover paper here from the candy canes cards that I made. And I made those at a retreat, so I only have a little bit of that candy cane paper, but it sure is cute. Right. And I can't remember if that's real red or sweet sorbet. I think it might be real red. It's definitely not that one. I do think it's going to be that one. Okay, so we've got some real red. I'm sure we'll need some white. Here's some white. And let's make ourselves a little card. Okay, let me measure this and make sure we're starting out with the right thing. And it's, let's see, that's 5.5. Oh, sorry, I'm a little out of sorts tonight, guys, but I'm working on it. I've been sorting things and getting them out of my house today. Not a ton of things, but I got my kitchen cleaned yesterday, and I love to have a clean kitchen, especially because we had made cookies and banana bread last week, and there were mixing bowls and measuring cups everywhere. All right, so this was 5.5 by 8.5, and I scored it here at 4.25. And I'm just going to fold that in half. And it looks like I need my little tool basket. I meant to say basket earlier to my kids, and I said busket, and they were like, what is a busket? I don't know. I don't know, guys. Okay, so here, let's see. What else do we think we need? Here's a piece of white, and I'm going to guess this is 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut it at 5. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I bumped the camera. I'm sorry about that. Hold on just a moment. I just got some mail down here. Okay, and I'll be up in a few minutes. All right. So we'll put our piece of white next, and then I had a feeling that was going to be the case. This one is cut just right for the next layer. So it's going to be, let's see, we did 3 3/4 by 5. And this one is 3.5. And we're going to do that by 4 3/4. So then there are our layers. Let's see, and next, I want to stamp my Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, but what do I want to stamp it on? Let's do it on, let's use the layering circles this time. And I know I keep saying this, but I am going to plan these out a little farther in advance. I haven't got there yet. I'm trying, but I'm not there. So I do have my card class for Friday night all planned out. So if you're coming to that, no worries. You'll be all set. I'll have, I won't have the directions written out yet, I'm sure, but I will be ready. All right, so I'm putting my stamp on an acrylic block. And because we're using a rubber stamp, we don't really need to put anything down on our surface. But I always like to put a piece of grid paper down first. So let me find. I usually have a little piece just hanging out somewhere around. Okay, and then I need my real red ink. I feel like tonight, if you are stamping along, you could probably stamp right along with me. I don't feel like I am moving very quickly at all. But I just noticed the other day that on Facebook, just like on YouTube, you can speed up or slow down a video. I think that's the coolest thing, because most of the time I am slow. I'm a slow crafter. I'm a slow stamper. Everything I do seems to take twice as long as it takes everyone else. At least that's how I feel. It might not be that way, but that's how I feel about it. Especially the first time I do a thing. Now, if it's the same thing I've done 30 plus previous times, then I don't do too bad. Okay, so this is my scrap of basic white, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment on here. And when I stamp, I hold the block at the edges, and then I try always to press in the middle. You don't want to rock your stamp at all, and you don't want to rock it in the ink, because either of those will give you a smudgy image, and you don't, this is not the area where we need to be smudging. We do all craft at our own speed, but I do love that I can slow down a video, or I can speed it up, or I can rewind it. I think that's the best thing ever. Well, maybe not ever, but I really appreciate it anyway. There are probably a lot of things that are slightly better than being able to speed up or slow down a video. Okay, so now we have our sentiment, and I'm gonna find one of these circles here that it will fit inside. As you can see, my circles are they're cattywampus. They're it's like they're having a party in the package without me. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. That one looks like it's gonna fit, and that is, let's see, about 2 1/8 across. So I'm just gonna take this over, and I'm gonna cut it out real quick. Okay, so here is our little, oh, well, I kind of wish it was more in the center, but it's gonna have to do, right? Okay, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And then I'm gonna get one of these scallop circles that's gonna go behind it. So let's see how much space, oh, that one got in the wrong spot, do I want to have between my, I think this one will be good. Don't you think, you guys? Yeah. Okay, let's use that one. Okay, and I'll send out the measurements for all these in the email this week. If you're not already signed up for my email, you can do that. It's really easy. There's a little sign up button at the top of my page. All you have to do is click that button, put in your email, and I think maybe your name. And that way I can email you about card classes, and every week Now, last week I didn't get them out because I never did my video. But every week the goal is for me to send you the directions to make the card that we make on Stampin' Sunday. And most weeks I do get that done. Okay, here I've got a scrap piece of red. And I'm going to cut out my scallop with that. Okay, so here we go. We've got our scallop. We've got our little sentiment. Here's our candy cane paper, our basic white, this. Okay, now, oh, I closed those circles up and I gotta put this one away. I should really tell those circles no partying, but I have been working them hard lately. So if they want to party a little bit, I guess it's all right. Okay. Next, we need some ribbon. I think we need ribbon. So I have, let's see, what do I have? I'm going to use this glittered ribbon. I love this. It's one of my favorites, but it's not very. You know what? I think maybe I have some red ribbon. Hold on a second. Let me just double check right quick. I don't. I thought I just got some red ribbon, but maybe I didn't. Okay, we're going to use this ribbon anyway. Okay. So I'm going to layer these together. I'm going to use my liquid glue because the liquid glue is my favorite. If you have a favorite glue that you like, then you can definitely swap that out. And I always do a thin line around the edges and then a squiggle in the middle. And when I'm gluing, I try really hard not to press the tip of my glue into my paper, because if you press it into the paper, then you'll be scoring it just like you would with a scoring tool. And you could actually see those marks on the other side. So we're going to line this up in the middle and glue it down. The other thing I really like about the liquid glue is that you can move your paper just a little bit if you need to before it sets. Okay. And then we're going to take our ribbon. Let's see, do we think it should go this way? I think so. Okay, and when I tie a bow, say I want it to go, if I want it to go this way, I'm going to turn it upside down. And I don't know why I have to do that, but I feel like I have better luck if I tie a bow upside down than I do if I tie it right side up. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit crooked and that's how I work. I'm not sure, but I find that that is the best way for me. All right, and then I'm going to wrap this around this way. And pull it through. And I'm not going to pull it real tight until, and now see, I told you that, and my bow tied the opposite way, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it a little bit tight. And then I always try to get my fingers inside there to kind of guide where I want my bow to end up. Because if I just pull it like this, it just goes however it goes. But if I can get my fingers in there and kind of work it a little bit, then I feel like it's better. It's never perfect. I have never tied a perfect bow, probably in my whole life. But it's better if I tie it upside down. Okay, so now there's my bow. And it's kind of off to the side there. So what I'm going to do is turn my layer over and grab my Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to put them on the back. And because this is kind of a bigger piece, I'll probably put about 5, one in each corner and then one in the middle. Just like that. And I can pull those off. You guys, I couldn't believe when I got up this morning and got ready for church and there was snow. It wasn't a lot of snow, but there was snow on the ground. Okay, here is that, and we're going to put it just like that. I could make this bow lay down with a mini glue dot, but I'm going to let it be. I'm just going to let it be free for now. Okay, and I'm going to turn my sentiment over and I'm going to put my liquid glue on here again. And swirl it around. And when I do a circle, I just kind of do a little spiral in towards the middle. I don't do the squiggle because the whole thing is like kind of like a squiggle. It looks a little bit like a snail to me, but that could just be where I'm at tonight. It kind of looks snaily. Okay, so here is our circle. And then I'm going to put it right on here. All right, and let's see, where does it need to, I think it needs to be up here by the bow. And then all right, it took me a second to find them, but I love rhinestones. So we have these red rhinestone basic jewels, and we're going to put some of these on where we think they should go. Okay, these are so pretty. I love all the rhinestones, but I do love the red ones a lot. Okay, so let's put a few up here. I thought that was a mistake right there, but it's just a little tiny piece of glitter that fell off my glittered ribbon. So let's put one there. And I'm gonna put some down here. They're being a little too tricky for the spatula end, so I have to turn it around to the sticky end. Two. Had to turn it a little bit to line them up. I couldn't quite see around my, oh no. And then I put them in the wrong spot. Let's see if I can. That one is totally not in line with the rest. He's gonna have to behave. Come on. All right, that's better. I still feel like they're a little crooked, but maybe it's me. Maybe I'm crooked. You never know, right? All right, and let's put one more up here. Okay, so that is our card for tonight. Our card for Stampin' Sunday. Now this this week on Friday is my monthly card class. And so I have got, let's see, do I have the cards up here? I thought I did. Yep, I sure did. Okay. And I have 3 of them ready. So next week, I'm actually going to, on Sunday, I'll be showing you how to make the cards that I make in my card class. Okay, here is our card for tonight. Let me not get ahead of myself. And this is the one I'll be sending the measurements out for this week. This set, Framed and Festive, that's a new set. And you can also get some paper that goes with it. It's beautiful floral paper. It looks like this. These are small pieces of it, but it is so very pretty. It's two-sided. You can get those. Let's see, here's a blue one. I really like these. I really like the colors. I like the flowers. I think they're good for any season. They'd be lovely for sympathy cards or thinking of you. Even just to say hello cards. There is another stamp set that you can get. You can get a whole, what they call it, a bundle. It's called there's framed florets. This is part of it. Oh, and the other part's over here. And there are framed florets dies. Now, what's really cool about these dies, I love these, but there are 2 different ovals. Okay, this one here does not actually cut out an oval, but it cuts out all these little hearts in an oval shape. And then this one cuts out a frame, and the inside of it cuts out a smaller oval. So these are really cool. If you haven't had a chance to look them up yet, you should at least look them up. Okay, so that's the framed florets. And they go with this Framed and Festive set. I really love this set. Okay, it says Merry Christmas from all of us, Noel. May this season be filled with peace and joy. Have yourself a merry little Christmas from our home to yours, and 'tis the season to be jolly. So I feel like all of those are good Christmas sentiments. Now, before we go, the class on Friday, we'll be making these cards. This is the first one. And they're all
tropical or beach themed, but I will have a Christmas option too. But on Sunday, after my card class, I'll do a video and I'll show you how to make each of these. And so if you're long distance and you want to order the card class, then you'll get all the pieces by placing a $35 order using the host code that I put up next week. So I don't want to put it up too early, but I'll put it up next Sunday. And and then when you place the order, I'll also send you the PDF with all the instructions, and I'll mail you all the pieces you need to make the cards. So it's kind of something new that I'm trying to do, because I know that a lot of people are long distance, but they'd like to take a class, and this is a good way to do it. So it's free with your $35 order, as long as you use the right host code, and I'll post that on Sunday. So thank you for joining me tonight. Oh, some orange got in my card. I have lots of stuff on my desk tonight. Thank you for joining me for Stampin' Sunday. I will be back next week. If you have a special request, if you'd like to do another Christmas card, well, next week will be the class. And so I'll go through all of the cards with you next week. And then after that, if you have a request, if you want to do birthday or sympathy or thinking of you, or if you'd rather just stick with Christmas, then comment in the video and I'll add them all up, and I'll see whatever I get the most comments for, that's the kind of card we'll make. Happy stamping, everyone. I'll see you again soon.